Good morning, children. Let us begin with the second session of chapter 3, Fiber to Fabric. So, let us recap of what we have done in the previous session. We will see here, you see different types of sheep, goat and yak over here. You different breeds you have seen in your previous session. Alpaca, then you have seen sheep, goat, camel, yak. So all these animals gives you wool. So these are the different breeds of animals which gives you wool, which you have seen in your previous session. So now these are the various steps involved in processing fibers to wool. You have to draw this in your fair notebook. Processing fibers to wool. First step, shearing. Shearing, then next covering, sorting, removing burr, dyeing and then making yarn. So over here you need to write steps for processing fibers to wool. You have to draw this diagram in your fair notebook. This is a flow chart. So next we will go for, you are going to see here fiber, smallest element in the textile, then yarn or filament, twisted strand of fibers, cloth, the fabric is cloth made by various methods. So from fiber to fabric you can see it has to undergo various processing. Okay, so this you can make a note in your notebook. You can draw a flowchart the way it is given in the diagram. So it is fiber to fabric going to various stages. Next we will go for, you will see fibers of the animal. Here you will see step 1, shearing. It is a process of removing the fleece of the sheep along with a thin layer of its skin. Shearing is conducted generally in hot weather so that the sheep do not feel cold and can survive easily. The shearing process does not hurt the sheep because the upper part of the skin is normally dead skin. So you have to write step 1, shearing. You have to make a note of this in your notebook. Next step we will see what is scouring. Scouring, it is a process of removing dirt, grease and dust from the hair removed from the sheep. It is generally done with the help of machines. So this is scouring. Next you will see, you are going to make a note in your notebook, children. Then you have sorting. So your sorting process, it is a process of separating the hair of the sheep according to their texture. So we are just following the flowchart here. Various steps you are learning in detail. So you have to write step 1, step 2, step 3 in your notebook. Next step we will see, this also we are going to write in the notebook, removing of burrs. In this step the burrs or small fibers present on the hair are picked out. Then the hair is clean and dried out. The product so obtained is the wool that can now be converted into fibers. So please make a note in your book, children. Next you will see coloring of the wool fibers. So coloring of the wool fibers here, in this step the fibers are dyed in different colors. So you see for different colors wool, you can see, you see different fabrics, different types of colors used. Then now over here you will see rolling of wool. So now rolling of wool is the last step. The fibers for wool so obtained is straightened out and combed and then roll into yarn. So this is the last step involved in the processing of wool. Next we will see the production of silk. Now how silk is produced? First we are going to study about silk. Okay, so make a note in your notebook, children. Silk is obtained from silkworms. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. We are going to study about silk. Silk is obtained from silkworms. The rearing of silkworms for obtaining silk is called sericulture. Please make a note in your notebook, children. Next you are going to see, next you will see life history of silk moth. So the life history, the female silk moth lays eggs which hatch into larvae called caterpillars or silkworms. The larva feeds on mulberry leaves and grows in size. Then it secretes fibers made of protein and weaves the fibers around itself completely and forms pupa. This covering is called cocoon. The pupa then develops into young silk moth. Silk yarn, that is thread, is obtained from the cocoon of the silk moth. The most common silk moth is the mulberry silk moth. Please make a note of this in your notebook, children. Next we will go for, you see a picture of the silk moth. Here you have a male and a female silk moth. So this is the picture. I hope you have you are writing in your notebook, children. Here the life cycle you can see of the silk moth. Caterpillar feed on mulberry leaves for about 3 to 4 weeks. Each of them then spin a cocoon around itself. So your feeding process is very fast, and it eat too much and enormously grow in size. So you can see over here, female moth lays many tiny eggs. Then that is an adult moth, and then you can see the larva, and you can see the caterpillar changes into pupa inside the cocoon. So there's a cocoon formation, and then you can see the cycle repeats. It will go again for the development of adult moth. Next you will see, this is a life cycle of a caterpillar or the silk moth. Now adult silk moth over here, you can see female silk moth with eggs. This is the actual picture, where in the previous slide you have seen that was the diagrammatic representation. So this is the actual picture over here. You can see adult silk moth, female silk moth with eggs, you can see, and it grows into larvae and then cocoon, and then it forms cocoon. How it forms with developing moth, you can see formation of cocoon. So that cycle repeat itself. Now you will go for, this is the mulberry tree, this is the leaves on which caterpillar feeds. So the caterpillar feeds on the mulberry leaves. This is the tree. You can have a look on this. Now from cocoon to silk. Silk moths are reared and their cocoons are collected to get silk yarns, that is thread. Next, you are going to make a note of this in your notebook. Then rearing of silkworms. How silkworms are reared? The female silk moth lays eggs. The eggs are warmed to a suitable temperature. The eggs hatch into larvae called caterpillar or silkworms. The silkworms are kept into bamboo trays and feeds on mulberry leaves and grow in size. After 30 to 40 days, the silkworms stop eating and begins to spin cocoons. Inside the cocoon, the silkworm develops into silk moth. So this is how the cycle goes. Now here you will go to see processing of silk. I hope you are making a note of all these points in your notebook, children. The cocoons are collected and kept in sunlight or boiled or exposed to steam. The silk fibers are separated out. The process of taking out the fibers from the cocoon is called reeling. Reeling is done by machines. The silk fibers are then spun into threads and woven into silk cloth. So now next you will go for next slide. I hope you are writing. You are going to write in your notebook, children. You will see now, this is the processing of silk. Over here you have seen already, you have seen the life cycle of the silk moth, and now you will see here the processing of silk, how it is converted into silk fiber and then into fabric. You can see the handloom industry here. and you can see the cloth made up of silk. So again you can see these pictures, children. Now, how to make silk in 5 steps. Raising silkworm, first step, and harvesting cocoons. Second, thread extraction. Third, dyeing. Fourth, spinning. Fifth, weaving. And then Design Boom will soon sell handmade silk scarves made from these villages. So with this, we end with the session, children. I hope you all have made all the points which we have discussed in the session in your notebook. Thank you, children. Have a nice day.